Hey, Ed Fowler. It's the Dark Horse, Johnny Moran, also my producer, owner of Camp Leapfrog, owner of High Tension, Alex Watt.
What up, Ed Fowler, man?
We just wanted to call in because we're about to shoot our show, and we just wanted to congratulate you on 3 years of a podcast. That is absolutely amazing. We're on our 3rd episode.
That's
that
right.
tells you how far you have come, my friend. Congratulations.
Hopefully you make it to the 3rd year.
What's up, everybody? Jared Fritz here, referee with the NWA, and I just wanted to send out a huge congratulations to the Edward Fowler Show for 3 years. That's awesome, man. Keep up the great work, and hope to talk to you soon.
No. It would just show it live. I mean, you can just show it on your end or not. Just, I will do. Welcome to the Edward Fowler Show here live on YouTube.com at 6 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. on the West Coast. We are joined on the line via Skype as usual. We're joined by another guest today here on the 3rd year-ish anniversary of the show yesterday. But today we're joined by a great boxer who I emailed back in March, and then out of the blue last week he emailed me back. So I wasn't expecting to get an email, but I'm very grateful to have got a surprise last week. So please welcome to the show here shortly, who'll be joining us in a moment, will be Umar Sadiq. Welcome to the show.
Your anniversary, by the way. Also, sorry I took so long to respond, but I'm not the best at catching up with emails. I'm actually looking for the email that you said you were going to send just now for the link.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm going to do that. I was just introducing you to the show. How are you doing, and whereabouts in the world are you at the moment?
I am in lovely California, Los Angeles to be exact, and I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Just chipping away, training, improve personal development, so improving as an individual, as a person, as a contribution to society, and enjoying life in the process.
Cool. Well, I hope it is a sunny day in California where you are.
Always
and
is.
It looks to be.
It's a bit grey right now. Well, it's not really compared to England. It's not really grey, but that tends to be the case in the mornings.
Got you.
And then by about 11 or so, it clears, and then everything's great.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear. And I did send you an email just now, so hopefully you was here in a few minutes or so, depending how far it takes to travel to California from Manchester, UK. Of course, you may wonder that yes, he is English. Right. He is based in London, but he is in California, living at large out there in good old Cali. A few minutes. But you can see he's got the link right there, so now you can see me on your screen, kind of thing.
Wait, sorry, I needed to mute that.
Yeah, no worries.
Just for the viewers, just so you know, it's I've asked him to send me the link because I'm speaking to a phone where no one's on. He's not on this call because he's live with you guys. So it feels weird looking at a blank screen. So I asked him to send me the link for the show so that I can have it on.
So it means he can actually see me, kind of thing, face to face, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which makes it easier for him. But yeah, this is the way it goes. I don't know if anyone does do live videos using software like this and knows how to get it to showcase my picture to the guests. Then get in contact with me. I would love to know how you do it. But let's talk to you about your last year. In the boxing world. How have you found it?
I've not really boxed, have I?
Well, you boxed in late last year, didn't you? And in Russia.
Yeah, I say that because it is. I guess everything's relative and it's about perspective. So I boxed in September in Russia, and I boxed this year February in Mexico.
Oh, nice.
So that's 2 times in the last year. But the year before that, I had 7 fights.
Yeah. So back in 2019, you're more active, wasn't you?
Exactly. It feels very inactive. But also, I've been it's been taking very long for the British Boxing Board to reinstate my license since my fight in September.
Got ya.
And then I ended up boxing in Mexico because I misunderstood the rules. So now I've got that to deal with. Don't have a word with me about that. So yeah, I mean, I'll be back in the ring as soon as I get my license back. But until then, I just keep training and keep improving and making the most of this time.
Yeah, well, it's good that you had a fight in Mexico in February of this year, because we all saw the media reports of your health scare after your fight in September.
Crazy. Listen, the media is crazy. This is I never trust the media anyway, but this kind of stuff makes it more so, because I had the fight. I went into a room where we were waiting to do a drug test. I was there. Chudinov was there. Chudinov is the guy that I boxed in September.
Got ya.
Parts of his team were there. Parts of my team were there. There's someone from, I don't know if it's WADA. It might be WADA was there. And we're hanging around waiting to pee so we can, our samples can be taken. And so I hung around there, but then I had a bit of a headache, which felt a little bit weird. Then I went and threw up, which is not something that's out of the ordinary when you just had a hard workout or a hard 12-round fight. And so I was sitting around and I thought, I don't normally get headaches, and this headache feels a bit unusual. So after the drug test, I said to the team, can we go to the hospital just to get this checked out to make sure I'm fine? Mm-hmm. So I went to the hospital, and I was diagnosed with a hematoma, and there's subdural, I think, or something like that.
Got ya.
Essentially, I had a concussion, and the British Boxing Board just like I don't know, they've taken it very serious. They suspended my license until I had a clear brain scan, which I did last year, only a couple of months after the fight. Mm-hmm. Then they wanted the results from Russia. I gave it to them, and they said they couldn't open it. I then spent another 3-4 months or so trying to get these results again from Russia. So you can imagine that I'm between the UK and the United States, trying to get medical results, historical medical results from a Russian hospital, and I don't speak Russian.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. If you were able to understand what was going on when you were taken to the hospital.
I had no idea what I could have done. I just had to. Well, personally, anyway, I had to just call in favors and speak to people. I got the Russian Boxing Federation involved. They were a bit helpful. And that's how eventually I got it. But yeah, so it took months, and I finally got the results again, which came in the form of a link similar to last time. And again, I was unable to open it. But then what I realized, so I did some research this time around because so much time had gone by.
Yeah.
And what I realized was that the reason why the boxing board were unable to open it the first time around is because you need a medical software to open it. But of course, I didn't. I don't have medical software, nor do the boxing board. I'd imagine the physicians would. So I had to download the software online, and then that allowed me to open it. And I could see from the images that it was my head. Also, I have a false tooth here in the front, and you could see it on the scan. So I was like, yeah, this is definitely me. So I had to let the board know, your admin assistants won't be able to open it. If I wasn't either, because we're not physicians. We're not in the medical industry. So pass it on to your physicians, and they'll be able to open it. I shared with them the application that I downloaded that allowed me to open it. So it's up to them to do that. But then they also now have a problem with me boxing in Mexico in February without their permission. I did that because the opportunity came up. And also, being suspended, I just didn't think I needed to let them know. But apparently I did. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. To me, it always just sounds like bureaucracy and, I don't know. Well, honestly speaking, just a few people throwing the weight around. Because when it's all said and done, you claim to care about boxers, yet here is a boxer who boxes full-time, and you're stopping him from earning a living just because you want a few pieces of paper. You want an answer to why he boxed outside of your territory when you were not giving him his license simply because you couldn't open a program, So it is what it is. I understand that they've got look out for people's health. I'd imagine many people have tried to pull fast ones before. I also understand that they have to protect themselves from getting sued if anything was to happen to me in the future. So I get all of that, but in this case, I just think it's straightforward, and I'm actually tired of all this. I just want them to reinstate my license, so I can come and show all the stuff that I've been working on and make some headroll.
Exactly. Make some headrow and make some headlines in the correct way, in a positive way, where nobody can, take something which you may, say or do and take it out of context. You can just show and then because then when you show the world what you can do, nobody can really take it out of context because there's footage to provide your evidence, if you get what I mean. So I'm hoping they do reinstate your license and be able for you to be back in the UK and fight here in the UK again and elsewhere in the world where you want to fight, wherever, because it is wrong, and I do hope it gets sorted out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and this is the other thing. I've had many people say to me, why don't you just get a license elsewhere and box elsewhere?
Yeah.
And the short answer is I still want to box in the UK. I'm still a British fighter, So I'm going to be respectful to the boxing board. And we're in a final straight now, I believe. I'm due a meeting with them very soon. It's going to have to be via Skype because I can't be in the UK just yet.
Yeah.
So, yes, they'll let me know when the date is for that, and then we'll have that meeting, and then we'll sort that out, and then I'll come and let my fist go, and, I'm going to be in some big fights. So, really, they should want me to get my license back because I don't know if people know, the British Boxing Board gets a percentage of every fighter's purse, So, I mean, when you've got the likes of Chisora, Fury, White, and all these people making so much money, right now, my purse would seem insignificant, but I mean, I've grown and developed so much in the last year in boxing that I'm so confident of what I'm bringing to the table for when I'm back in. My last fight before Mexico was for WBA gold title, so I'm in and around that fringe world level, sort of European level, and with all the improvements I've made, I mean, I believed in myself before, but even more so now. I just know that I'm going to be in some really big fights, and financially there's an interest there for the boxing board. Hopefully they watch this and hear this.
Yeah, absolutely, because we do want to see you compete in the UK and around the world as well, and we hope you get to see you back in there and get some great wins and earn some great money and sell out arenas as well. But I mean,
sure.
who is on your radar there for when you can return to boxing and so when can you actually who's on your radar?
I mentioned Gabe Rosado recently. I would still love to fight him. I heard he might be fighting. I forget how to say this guy's name. It's the Russian guy.
Oh yeah.
He's a 168-pound Russian guy. He's quite small and stocky.
Yeah.
And Bektamev, I think his name is. I'm not sure if I'm butchering his name there. But I've heard rumors that they're going to be fighting. Pardon me. But that's Gabe Rosado was on my radar. I think he's a guy who has a very good name in the United States and in the UK. He's a veteran of the sport. He's always in great fights, always. And anyone that's ever watched me fight knows that I'm never in a dull fight. Whether it's one-sided or competitive, I'm just never in a dull fight. So Gabe Rosado is a perfect dancing partner, I think. And there are a few other names that I wouldn't want to throw out just yet. Just because sometimes I find fighters are quick to come out and call other fighters out for clout and what have you.
Yeah.
But that often gets in the way of the business side of things. And which is part of why often you hear fighters talk about fighting each other and it never happens. I think the best way to do it is just, let your actions do the talking. So silently, my team would approach people once I have my license back and we'll make some great fights. And once the fights are made, I'll be announcing them.
Yeah. Well, we're good. Again, we don't want you to call out too many people because, as you say, trash talking does make headlines, isn't it, really, when people do that? Like, famous person to do that is Tyson Fury. He likes to throw people's names around and trash talk people all the time, doesn't he? So, don't blame you for that. But a good name you mentioned there, Again, there's another person as well who's also quite a well-known fighter in both the US and the UK. He's been on this show a few times, called Christopher Lovejoy. Would he ever be interested in you?
That's my guy. He's boxing this weekend.
Yeah.
In Germany, right?
That's right.
Yeah, he's a character, man. He makes me laugh. He's his Instagram is just. Have you been on his Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone else is watching this doesn't follow, just go on his Instagram. You don't even have to follow. Follow if you want, though. And just have a look at the post that he puts up. He absolutely makes me laugh. And all the best to him this weekend. I really hope he pulls it off and comes back with 20-0 with 20 KOs.
That's right, yeah. He'd be 20 KOs if he gets the victory this weekend, yeah. So it'd be a great win if he can pull it off in Germany. Of course, we look forward to hopefully...
The bookies have got him the favourite, you know that?
Yeah, because, he's got the most wins, hasn't he? He's never been defeated before, so...
Yeah, he's 19-0, 19 KOs.
That's right, yeah. That's a very good record.
Joshua had a similar record at one point, I think.
Yeah, most definitely for you. But I mean, so it looks like we would never see that fight happen then, because you two are good guys, good friends then. So it would make sense.
For the simple fact that he's a heavyweight and I'm a super middleweight who struggles who has a hard time staying above the light heavyweight limit when he's in camp.
Yeah.
I don't think that's happening now.
That's fair. That's fair. But it's fair enough, isn't it? It's good to see you two are good friends, though. That's the main thing, and because he is a great guy, he's a great talker. He can sell a fight and he can get the victory. Just like you, you do a lot of good talking and you back it up. On the day of the fight. Sure. So all credit to both of you. What is it like? What made you sign with Frank Warren there? Because there were so many other opportunities out there. About what enticed you to sign with him and his team, his business management?
Yeah, just when I was turning over, I was still. So I just come back from the World Olympic qualifiers in Azerbaijan. Got stitched up against the Russian. This guy hit me about twice in the whole fight and won every round. So I was at that tournament, and so the Olympic dream was dead at that point. And I was like, well, I can either wait for the next Olympic cycle, or I can just turn professional. I'm bloody glad I turned professional, because look at the mess that's happened with the 2020 Olympics. So whilst I was figuring things out, I was keeping myself in the scene and networking and what have you, getting a feel for it. And I was still learning. I still had a lot to learn. And at the time, I met with Frank Warren and I met with with Eddie Hearn. There were other people internationally that offered me things, but I always had question marks about what they were offering. And, I couldn't see the economics behind what they were saying. I don't know, I just felt uncomfortable with the people that were reaching out to me from abroad. So I decided to stay in the UK. And I had an offer from Frank Warren, I had an offer from Eddie Hearn. And at the time, I just went with my gut instinct, and it felt that Frank Warren gave me more of a vibe of someone who, at the time, was gonna, what's the word for it? I just got a better vibe from Frank Warren at the time. Really, is what it is. And so I just went with him, and 4 years later, here we are. Because that was in 2017, and we're cracking on, and we'll see how things go on going forward.
Yeah, that's good, because he can get you some big fights and some great opportunities. So I think the word you may have been looking for was you got a good vibe from him when you met him, and you had a better vibe with what he was saying to you and his offer and such like that. Probably from what Eddie Hearn was trying to. Get you on board, because he has a lot of people.
Frank was also more committal. Eddie Hearn sort of gave enough for the sound of wishy-washy. Yeah. Whereas Frank was very solid with his offer, and he had everything on paper as well. It just felt like he was taking it more serious, and that's what it was. Fair.
I'm guessing you guys, between you and Frank Warren, have a very good relationship, and we're coming to see what you two do, in the future once, of course, the British boxing world decides to reinstate your license here in the UK.
Yeah.
We can see more fights between whoever you want to face over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, what can we expect from you then over the next few months after? If everything goes well with your appeal and all this business with the boxing world, you want to get this fight with, hopefully with the American boxer, get a location, get a date. Will that take place within the US then? Or try and plan it to hopefully be in the UK maybe?
I would love for it to be in the UK. I'd preferably want it to be in the UK. I've been here in America now for like 5 months.
Okay.
And I'm probably I plan to be here for at least another 3, maybe 4 months. Ideal situation is that my license is reinstated this month. We're in May now. And I'm able to have a couple of fights here in the US. I just want to get my name out here. I want to let people know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm sparring Dimitri Bivol in preparation for his fight against Craig. Which is a great experience on world level sparring, and secondly, it was at a gym that I don't train at, so it was an opportunity to showcase my talent to whoever's watching. Boxing's a small world, everyone speaks, but ultimately I want to have a couple of fights here, build some sort of profile,
and build a fan base as well for you, I bet as well.
Pardon?
And to build a fan base for you in the US. Yeah.
So that's the idea. That's the idea. And also whilst I'm here anyway. And then, so make the use of that. And then, maybe towards late summer, maybe early autumn, come back and have a fight in the UK. And then if that one's a Gabe Rosado fight, that would be ideal.
Yeah. Be a good fight to see that between you two. Be a good hard fight, I think. And I do wish you, if it happens this year or it happens next year, I will put my money on you for to win.
You're a smart man.
For sure.
You're a smart man. You say hard fight. With all respect to Gabe Rosado, I respect what his hustle and what he's done so far and the entertaining fights he's put up, which is part of why I want to fight him. I think, my opinion is that it will be an entertaining fight. And to me, there's a distinction between entertaining and hard. Sometimes hard is entertaining. But for me, I think I will deliver an entertaining fight. But I'll be very much in control of what's happening in the ring, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll see. We'll have to see how Gabriel brings to the table. See how he prepares for you, to see if he can find any weaknesses of yours up to the fight when that happens. When you guys hype it up with all the talk to it and all the pre-match build up, and then we see what happens on the day of the fight. How have you been able to, transition then living in the US for the past 5 months then as well? Because I bet it's been quite difficult at first to adjust to a new environment, to a new location where you may not have been in much far for.
I mean, it is so for most people, yes. For me, no. Ever since a kid, I've never really stayed in the same place for a very long time.
Got ya.
And as an adult, I've done so much traveling and a lot of it alone as well. So I call myself a citizen of the world. I don't really believe in borders and stuff. I mean, they're needed in some respects. I can see arguments for it, but I just feel that everybody in the world should be, like, we are born on Earth. Like people say, where are you born? On Earth. And you should be able to explore and navigate around this Earth that you're born in or born on. That's my belief, but without getting political. I've spent a lot of my life traveling and being in different places and being away for 3 months at a time, 4 months at a time. So this has just been fine. It's just been life as usual for Umar Sadiq. I found a great boxing gym. There's a coach that I met out here when I was here in 2018, and I'm working with him now. There's a great bunch of guys that he coaches. A couple of them are MMA fighters. So I've been looking for, Marvin Vittori. I've been sparring him a lot. And so we've got a boxing gym, and like I say, I'm a full-time boxer. Boxing is life. So once I've got a boxing gym and I've got a place to live, and I've got great weather, I'm happy, you know, and then everything else is a bonus.
That's good. That's good. Well, I'm glad you're able to.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're able to settle in the US very quickly and able to, you know, travel around to different places. And is there anywhere in the world you've not had the opportunity to travel to and to, you know, take in their culture and such?
Yeah, the only part of the world I haven't been to is the Caribbean, or yet.
Got ya.
I should
Yeah,
say.
you say yet. Never say never.
I was actually gonna go last year. No, I've been meaning to go since like 2018. I think.
ya.
I was gonna go on a Caribbean cruise and do island hopping. Then there've been several other times when I was supposed to have gone, and for one reason or another, it's not happened.
That's a shame.
I don't want to say this year because who knows what's even happening.
Who knows? But
yeah.
But
yeah, definitely, I definitely do want to go to the Caribbean and so that. And but that being said, I doubt it would feel very out of place because I've been so many places. I was born in Nigeria. You know, I lived there till I was 12, sorry, and I've been to a lot of developing countries and what have you, countries with rich cultures. I grew up in London after I left Nigeria. Around a lot of well, London's so diverse. You've got people all around the world, but a lot of the people around me are of Caribbean descent. You know, Jamaicans, Bajans, St. Lucians. So I've been in friends' homes and eating their foods and going to the parties and all this stuff. So I feel like I've been very exposed to Caribbean culture already, and going there would just be, you know, icing on the top of the cake.
yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there. But I'm glad you got so many connections around the world. In London as well, because as you say, it's a very diverse country, place, let's say, in the city, because you got so many different types of cultures, and say a lot of people, you know, they at one point it was one of the I think it was the busiest place to live or something. I heard a few years ago.
It's still busy. Geez, it's one of the things I don't miss. It's busy as anything, and they're blocking the roads everywhere. They're making one-way roads and double lane roads into single lane roads. It feels intentional.
Yeah.
The traffic in London, and that's no way to live your life. Taking an hour to drive 5 miles is not cool.
No, but I mean, like LA traffic isn't any better though either as London, I bet. Or is it quite quiet now?
This is the thing. I've heard this a lot, and I think it'll be very interesting to hear what other Londoners have to say. Because coming here, everyone spoke about the traffic. LA's known for traffic, right? But in my time here, like I said, I've been here for 5 months this time round. And I can't say that this traffic's got anything on London traffic. So, for example, with London traffic, if you drive and you often have to stop.
Yeah.
And then you move a little bit and then you stop. And then, you know, the light goes green and 2 cars get through and then you stop. Whereas here, I'm in traffic, very often. But I'll be in traffic on the highway and I'll look down at the dash and I'm driving at 40 miles per hour. You know, sometimes it's 15, maybe 20 miles per hour.
Yeah.
But the traffic still flows. What I'm saying is their traffic is just that there are cars all around you and you're all moving at a steady pace.
Yeah, so
there isn't as fast as you might want to go.
It's not like stop or go kind of feel like in London.
Exactly. Yeah, of course there are aspects of stop and go, but for the most part you're moving.
Yeah.
And if you just move slowly, you'll just keep going. But in London, it's just you genuinely know. I was gonna say you feel, but you actually know because you're not. You're not going anywhere. And it's never taken me an hour to move 5 miles here. So actually, in London, it's taken an hour to move 2 miles at times, especially when you're in the city. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, I'm so happy I don't live in the capital of London because again, you'd be better off walking probably to get to places, won't it?
Well, this is the thing. Yes. So I mean, so you'd be better off walking, but then the weather isn't always the greatest.
Yeah, that's true.
And then what happens when you're carrying things? So for example, I box, right? I'm always carrying gym bags and gym equipment, sparring gloves, head guards, protectors, the lot, water. All these things. do you want to be walking 4 miles of all that stuff to training and then exhausting yourself and then walking back with it again?
Not really, no.
You know?
So,
or further even.
I mean,
yeah.
for other things,
So then
you can just walk.
Exactly. And then they say public transport, but then that costs a bomb.
And you'll be stuck in traffic anyway, won't you? Unless you use a tube or something.
Yeah, unless you're taking the tube or something. But then, yeah, like I said, it costs a bomb. You're not operating at your own time. There's still a large element of walking around it. Especially nowadays with all this, what's going on, you don't want to be around people. Like, people are dirty enough as it was anyway. So yeah, you kind of need to drive. I think they've gone about this the wrong way. Really, what they need to do is, I'm getting political here again.
No, it's fine.
But anyway, my opinion is that the London Mayor should work towards improving road conditions to allow free flowing traffic rather than trying to make it harder for people to travel, because by doing that they're actually making the traffic worse.
Yeah.
Which makes it. You got to pay to drive in the congestion zone. What on earth is that about? 20 quid at a time.
Yeah, I think it's because of the global warming issues with with cars who
let's not get into that.
I'm just saying that's what I think about. That's what I read. That's because they're going to trial it here.
No, you're right. That's the narrative that they spin, and I'll leave it.
Yeah, people. But I mean, maybe one day you could go into the political field. So imagine, it'd be great. It'd be great to see you as a mayor of London or something like that.
No, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, there are a lot of intelligent people there who deal with pressures that, we're not privy to. So we don't know what they're going through. We don't know who they have to answer to. We don't know what they have to keep up with and whatnot, or exactly how to deal with what they're dealing with. So by no means do I mean to condemn them. I'm just a guy who just wants things to be moved in a way that makes my life
easier and other people's easier as well. And as well,
yeah,
because all you want to do is just give suggestions and opinions and see if they can do anything about it. Really, see if they've not heard that suggestion before or something outside of their box they may not have thought of. So that's what you're trying to achieve, and maybe other people as well who may be thinking the same as you.
Yeah, no one enjoys being in traffic.
Nobody does. Nobody does. We need these, because I know in LA they've got a system now. In LA, I saw a video of it a few years ago where they're building like an underground robot thing where on a certain road or something where there's lots of cars, they take the cars under the road and pushes them through to the other side of the road and brings them back up, kind of thing, to reduce the congestion in the LA area. So they could do something like
I've
that.
seen so. I think Elon Musk is behind that.
Okay.
I think it's the same thing that Elon Musk is definitely behind something about building a tunnel. I don't remember if his tunnel was to get people across to China or something, or to the other side of the world, or if it was like locally in LA. I think it was locally in LA. In California.
I did see a video from Fox LA News a few years ago about this new project which was being built, but I can't remember when it's going to be finished. I know it might be finished right now, but we don't know. Anyway, what's your opinions as well about YouTubers coming into the boxing world? Do you agree with YouTubers should be coming into the boxing world to bring new fans in, to draw new people in, or do you think they does that for the money and or they have no place to be involved in the boxing world because they're not professional boxers, they're YouTubers?
I believe that I have no place in telling people how to act, behave, and earn in a free market society. They aren't stealing, they aren't doing anything illegal, so it's hard to argue with it. So then the only other argument is the moral aspect of it. Why can they just come in and get all of this? And I think taking emotion out of it and looking at it for what it is, the reality of the fact is that anyone who's healthy, yourself included, can get some basic boxing training. If you had a few amateur fights, even better. Sometimes white qualified, sometimes none. And you can go to the British Boxing Board with your limited experience, but you pass the medical test and you'll get yourself a British Boxing Board license. Of course, then at that point, you then have to schedule fights and sell tickets and what have you. And the more tickets you can sell, the better you do. These guys aren't doing anything different to that. They've had limited experience. They've managed to get themselves licenses. They're just in a position by their own design, from their own hard work and consistency, that allows them to sell way more tickets than the average boxer. So when you look at it like that, I think it's fair. It's fair game. They're not doing anything different to what most of the fighters you see in small shows are doing. They just have access to an audience that's way bigger than that. And a lot of people get jealous about it and talk about, I was a boxer all my life. People have been boxing since they were 8 years old and they don't get this. Again, we're talking about the free market. If they have an audience, they have that audience because of something they did. They earned that audience. If they were gifted the audience, then I beg anybody who's objecting to it to go and pick up the same amount of audience as they have. And if you're unable to do it, then you need to give them the respect for what they've had to do to, to build that audience. And now, if they want, however they want to utilize their assets, it's totally up to them in a free market.
Yeah.
What I'm uncomfortable with is things like Jake Paul snatching Floyd Mayweather's cap off his head. That's a boxing great. That's a legend. You respect the legends.
Most definitely, yes.
Yeah, you respect the people who are in the field that you're coming into. Show some respect, and everything should be cool. That's literally what I think. Just show respect, and everything should be cool.
I think.
So no, I'm not. I don't object to it at all.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's for your opinion. Since I get you on the show, I've asked Christopher Lovejoy his opinion and Otto, and they all seem with you as well, or agree. There's no issue with it as well. So just to see if you have any different opinions, or if you agree. So that's great that you also agree. So I won't ask that question to any more boxers unless.
Yeah, I mean, how can you disagree without contradicting yourself or without ignoring the reality of how boxing works or the free market works?
Well, because, some people might say that they're just there for the money, or they're just there because they want to hurt somebody or get hurt themselves. Because, again, you say anybody can get a license, if they've had one fight or 50 fights, kind of thing. And they can, get hurt because they're not properly trained, or they don't have a good trainer like yourself, or, many of the top fighters in the world.
Yeah. So, to your first one about they're doing it for the money, why does anybody do anything?
Well, that's true, but I mean, they're not there to make friends or to respect other people. They're just there to make, headlines and just get as much money as they possibly can, and then leave.
And so what? If they're respectful about the way they do it, then so what? Why does it matter? We're all trying to get money. Every fighter's trying to get paid.
That is true, but I mean, you're trying to go out, get the money the correct way, the right way, to make all the good headlines, all the good fights, results, and all that business. While some people,
what is the right way? What is the correct way?
Well, the way you've been, the way that do not, do stuff where you respect the other fighters. Don't really do too much before the fight to make bad headlines or to get them pee off with you before the fight, which makes them even more when they come and hurt you in the fight for seriously. And maybe not does, not as badly if they, if you're friends of somewhat, but I mean, badly, in actually trying to kill you or trying to make sure you can't come back in 1 month. You might come back in a year, kind of thing. Kind of thing.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I think there are two. The answer is twofold. The first part is that, boxing's, it wouldn't be hard to find controversial characters in boxing who have done all types of controversial things leading into fights. And the subsequent positive results to the pay-per-view buys and the ticket sales as a result of that. So again, they aren't doing anything different to what boxing does anyway. People, in my opinion, are mad that they're doing it better than other boxers. And then the second point about them getting hurt. You tell me a YouTuber who's fought anybody out of the league so far. None. They're very careful about the fights they're picking. Someone like Jake Paul's having, fighters at a world level, European level and whatnot, calling him out. Reality of the situation is he's a 3-fight novice with barely any amateur background. So he should be picking his fights carefully, just like any other boxer would. Again, the only difference between what they're doing and what any other boxer does in their situation is that they've got a big fan base.
Yeah.
And that rubs people up the wrong way. But when you take away the emotional reaction to something that you're unfamiliar with, because that's what it is. You know, we love things we're familiar with. We love, as human beings, we love comfort. We love being able to recognize things. And, you know, this is the way it should be. Or why does it have to be? You only say that because it's what you're used to, so it's more comfortable for you. You know, and what we haven't been used to is seeing people come in at that level and have such a big fan base. I mean, Conor Benn, when he first came, had a lot of ridicule. Oh, he's only here because of his dad, and he'll never be anything. Look at the state of him. I mean, yeah, look at the state of him in his debut and his second, third fights. But, you know, he's persevered. He's really wanted it. And look at him now. Look at him today. The same people that were saying he doesn't stand a chance back then are now on the bandwagon. And I think, again, with him, the only difference was the fact that he had all this appeal and reach as a result of his name, his dad. And some people have a problem with that too, which I don't, because my answer to things like that usually is, if you're working hard to secure your future, chances are you're doing it also to secure your family's future, which is something that people often say. Your family includes your kids. So if you work hard for your family, including your kids, does that mean that someone should be able to stop you from gracing your kids with the fruits of your labor because they didn't do it themselves? It makes no sense to me, you know. So all in all, what I'm trying to say is let people live, and if some people have it what seems nicer than you, be happy for them, applaud them, find out how they got there, and, you know, make the change for yourself. And if you feel that it's too late for you, teach the next generation. But, you know, running people down, there's a saying that says, blowing other people's candles out doesn't make yours shine any brighter. And I love that one. No, I think that sums up what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, good advice, and it's a good saying as well, I have to say. So, so I'm glad we're able to settle that that now, hopefully. You know, as well, and when you've seen, you know, fights in the last year as well, some have been in front of a limited crowd, and some haven't been in front of any crowd. What do you think for the future of boxing? Should fans be allowed back in once restrictions can happen in many different countries, or do you think it's better without fans in venues?
This is another controversial one.
Okay, you'd have to answer that one, by the way, if you don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, of course, boxing is more enjoyable with fans.
Yeah.
The atmosphere, the support. The fans actually influence the fight.
Most definitely, I agree with that, and it can motivate the fighters even more.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it's been great to see how promoters have had to be creative, original, and adaptive in how the changes they've had to make to allow boxing to continue. And I'm grateful that we had that as an option, to be honest, because the reality is that all sport could have just been shut down by law. So I'm grateful that we were able to find a way around that. And my fight in September in Russia was with an audience. So it's been shown that, you know, you can have fans in and it could be cool. Canelo and Saunders just boxed in front of 72,000 people in Texas.
Yeah. So that crowd in there.
Yeah, and that's not counting the staff, like security, people selling confectionery or whatever, the TV crew, the cleaning team, the maintenance team, the production team, all of that, and all the other boxers and their teams. So there were probably about 73,000 people in here that day, if not more. And I've seen many examples through this time of when people have been able to gather and come out okay. And that makes me optimistic. It makes me feel like it is possible, that we can gather and get around. Of course, basically, I think that we can get crowds back in. I think there are enough case studies and examples to pull from to prove that that's the case. And I look forward to that happening sooner rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the UK, as I'm sure you've been following, that it could happen from at the 21st of June, where fans can return.
Listen, part of the reason why I want to come back and box in the UK
is because the restrictions are ending, aren't they? That's why as well.
Exactly, yeah, because I want to box in front of a UK crowd. That's exactly why.
Yeah, don't blame you, because we've got. I think you can be a bit biased as well. I think we've got one of the best fans in the world, don't we? One of the best fan bases in the world, because we are so passionate about our sports we support, I think.
For sure.
But yeah, absolutely great. Let's just say to you as well, because for people who may watch this on demand and later on, they can actually see your social media on the link as well, so you can find my guest on Facebook. He's got it all the same. It is very rare that my guests keep their socials the same, so that's great. So it's Umar Top Boxer Sadiq, and then he's on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Is there anywhere else you are on, or any other?
LinkedIn as well, but I don't go on it very much. I don't go on Facebook very much either, to be honest. It all just gets really hard to manage all these social media platforms. It's like a full-time job, not a part-time job, I should say. It's like updating things on each platform and then figuring out the best time to do it. And there's so much work that goes into it. It's unreal. So I'm mostly on Twitter and Instagram. But I do have a Facebook, I do have a YouTube, I do have a LinkedIn. So on the Facebook and YouTube, it's Umar Sadiq Top Boxer, and then on the Instagram, Twitter, it's Top Boxer Sadiq.
Yeah,
I think LinkedIn is the same. But yeah, if you just search Top Boxer Sadiq, you'll find me. I should make one of those link tree things.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And an OnlyFans.
Be easier, won't it? Here's my socials. There you go, kind of thing. Because you are verified on Instagram, and hopefully it won't be too long before you're verified on Twitter and Facebook as well. Even though you might not use them as much as Instagram, but hopefully you will get verified on those accounts as well. It means then everyone will know there's only one Top Boxer Sadiq in the world, and that's you.
For sure. Yeah, that's it. That's me.
Of course, we've had on a few boxers from MMA fighters over the years. Are you interested, maybe in the future, to maybe enter some competition shows, maybe like Ninja Warrior or I'm a Celebrity and stuff like that, or are you just not interested in those in years to come? Just interested in the now in the boxing world, and just enjoy those kind of shows as a fan? If you watch some kind of shows, obviously.
I would do shows like that even now. I love things like that. I love trying new things. I love having fun. I love adventure. I love being active. So for sure, I danced salsa for a bit. I was learning salsa, and I got into a group where we were performing and whatnot.
Nice.
So
you could see you on Trinity dancing or something, then, eh? In the future.
Exactly. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, sure. I'll definitely be up for that. Like I said, Ninja Warrior. No, I'm down for all of this stuff, man. Just live your life, enjoy, do what makes you happy.
Yeah,
without harming anybody.
I mentioned Ninja Warrior because of the strength and the physique you need to be able to compete in that competition, and
sure. Athleticism, really.
Oh, go on.
I said athleticism, really.
Exactly, and that's why I thought I mentioned about that to you, because of similar ways of training for. It might not be hitting somebody, but the same kind of steps is similar to training for Ninja Warrior, I think, anyway. I'm no expert.
Yeah.
But that's what I think. Because I've been watching, because over here, they've been showing Ninja Warrior Australia Season 3 every Sunday now with Freddie Flintoff. So, very interesting there. So I just thought,
he's an interesting character. Freddie.
He is, isn't he? He's quite he's quite the character. It's good to see him on Top Gear as well now. It's quite cool with Paddy McGuinness, of course.
I haven't followed that. I haven't followed that at all. I didn't know.
No worries at all. But it's been a pleasure being on the show, though. I know you're a very busy guy with your training and stuff, so I do appreciate you for taking your time to join us this morning. Your time. Actually, if you saw him yawning before, it's not because I'm boring him. It's because it's late morning there in the US, so he's probably just tired from his sleep.
I am actually very run down. I've been very active over the past couple of weeks without much rest, so I'm very run down. I thought so much so that last night I went to bed about 12:30, which is quite late. And I thought that I had set my phone to ring at 8 a.m. And I woke up and thinking, why is the phone not ringing? And then, I was there for a while, sort of meditated in bed and whatnot. And I was like, this is taking a while. I thought awake, and then I looked and it was 8:50. I didn't actually set the phone to ring in the morning. I thought I did. I was just that tired. But yeah, either way, it's cool. Thank you for inviting me on.
You're welcome. I do hope you enjoyed it, by the way. Even though we have some interesting discussions on here, this is what we try and do. Have some interesting discussions. Have some.
Yeah, it's been a nice chat.
Yeah,
nice chat. And I hope the viewers and listeners enjoy it and
support you as well in your return to boxing here in the UK and worldwide. I'm just saying, I'm hoping that the fans of the show will support you and follow you on your socials and still to do what you're doing and come out to your fight here in the UK whenever that might be, or even around the world.
For sure, man. Guys, thank you for watching this far. To those who are still watching, thank you for watching this far. I really appreciate you. I would love to see you on my socials. I'd love to have you follow the journey. It's a very interesting journey. It's an insane journey, and I'm about just enjoying life, sharing positivity and good vibes. So you get on the bandwagon, and hopefully I can entertain and pass in some gems which I occasionally throw out. About being a better person and finances and stuff like that. So. Let's get with it.
Indeed, let's get with it indeed. And one last question for you before we say goodbye to you on this lovely day where you are. Hopefully the clouds will be gone by the time we finish this for the sun to come out properly.
Yeah, the clearing big time. You could probably tell it's a lot brighter now than it was at the start.
I can tell with the sun coming through your window even more than it was about 50 minutes ago. So that's a good thing. That's the main thing. Who would you suggest me to bring on next to follow after you as another boxer to come on this show? Who do you think would be a good guest from your connections?
I don't know. I mean, you could try Dan Aziz. You could try Muhib Fazaldeen. You can try. Denzel Bentley's a good one, actually.
Yeah, okay. I'll contact them.
Yeah. I don't really know.
I might contact as well Hamza to say.
Hamza Shiraz.
Yeah. Because
he's actually the next one I was going to mention. He's out here.
Oh, is he?
Hamza Shiraz is out here now, yeah. Ramla Ali is out here as well in LA.
Interesting. It's like all the interesting boxers are all in LA at the moment. It's like the new place to gather now, isn't it?
I'm not really sure. I just came here just because personal reasons, family and whatnot. And Hamza just came last month. I think so did Ramla. I actually picked Ramla up from the airport. She came with her husband. I've seen Hamza once so far. I'd probably see him again before he leaves. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's good. Warm weather training. It's a nice place. There's a lot of knowledge about boxing here in LA. So it's great. It's a great place to come and
learn. And
I think at least to do one camp, but definitely encourage more fighters to do it.
Yeah, there we go. So if you want to get better at fighting, then if you can afford it, of course, then come to LA because it's one of the best places to learn, basically, and to get better at boxing and to become a better fighter. Would you say so? He does. This is good.
Well, just America in general. I find California and Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Las Vegas, people think gambling, but they've got a very good boxing circuit there. So California, Vegas, parts of Texas, and then obviously everyone talks about Philadelphia and New York. These are places in the United States that I think are very good for boxing. So any of those places, Miami as well, actually. Can't sleep in Miami. But,
yeah, welcome to Miami. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I think more recently, Miami hasn't. I haven't been here, but I haven't seen a lot of great talent come out of it recently.
Gotcha.
But again, New York, Philadelphia, Las Vegas.
And LA.
Instead of LA, I say California because there are other parts of California that have got very good boxers. And then parts of Texas as well, like Dallas, got good boxing circuits.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree there, and it's a shame that hopefully you get to see Chris a little joy when he comes back from Germany in a few days. Hopefully after his.
I'll see him. For sure.
That's good. No, you can mention that we spoke, and that's good, and that you've been on the show as well. And if you do see him when he comes back, make sure you do pass on my congrats if he wins, and if he didn't win, then either way, pass on my best wishes to him either way. So. Because we'll be supporting him from here in the UK over the weekend to see if he can beat his next opponent. He came on the show to talk about that last week, I think it was, or the week before. So very, very recently, anyway. But thank you again for coming on the show, and thank you for tuning in. And I appreciate you being the first guest of our 3rd year kind of thing on this show. So I must appreciate. And our next guest is coming on the show this Friday from the band Web Theory. Matty Magowski will be on the show this Friday, same time at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. on the West Coast. And the next Friday, we have got White Said Fred on, who did that famous song, I'm Too Sexy for Your Shirt. That song, which was very well known in many different places from the 90s, will be on my show a week on Friday. At 5 p.m., an hour earlier than usual. But yes, it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks here on the show, and I'll make sure to reach out to the guys you suggested earlier on in the show.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
Take care.
And I wish you a very good evening.
And I wish you a very good late morning. It's very bizarre how it's different time zones, but yes, enjoy your day.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And that was Umar Sadiq here on the Fowler show. Because if you did enjoy the show today, if you had any discussions or want to add anything to our discussions or our debates we had with our good guests, then you can use the hashtag #Fowler Show on Twitter. It is on your screen now. Throughout the show, by the way, I might need to reposition it though on the other side because it's blocking the Skype logo. But yes, this is the 3rd year anniversary show. It was yesterday, 3 years yesterday, when the actual show began on the 11th of May 2018, which is a Friday, by the way. We didn't know that was a Friday back in 2018 when I began this very show. And who would have thought 2 years later, in 2020, the whole world, you couldn't do nothing. So who'd have thought that 2 years after I created that show? But here we are, 3 years later, still here, still bringing you some entertainment, still bringing you some upcoming events, and hopefully throughout this year we'll have more to announce as well. But I want to take you now on the road, because I want to take you down memory road of some of the things that didn't really go to plan over the past 3 years, mostly when we came live here on YouTube. So please, let's take a look at this first.
Trophies.
Yeah, well, to me, they look like trophies to me, but they're probably not, are they?
What do you got there?
Oh, yeah, you have to get a look for me as well. Okay. Yeah, what's going on here? This is live.
The Lord of the Rings DVD.
Oh, nice. But I mean, I'm talking about the thing on the left-hand side of you, that gold thing on the left-hand side of you.
Drove off of a cliff, and this is a trophy for being so heroic and brave. I pulled it back up from falling off the cliff, and the city was they were so happy that I did that. They presented me with this Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring 3-disc DVD set. So this is one of my favorite trophies.
Yeah.
All these other ones are I'm not going to make up a story about all these little decorations that my girlfriend.
We do have some technical difficulties on this episode, because unfortunately we're stuck on Mark Haskins' lovely face on Skype here. You can't see me on this episode. It's just completely froze 5 minutes into this interview, so apologies that you can't see me.
So my face is just stuck in one position.
Oh, no. It's moving fine. I just can't do nothing.
I was hoping you were going to say, like, my face is just glued to one spot.
No, that's lucky, because you can everyone can see your gorgeous face, your gorgeous house behind you, wherever it is in your house you are.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can't see me. I can't change any graphics. So if you do have a question for Hastings, then please do hashtag the Fowler Show on Twitter. I do normally have a graphic for that, but I can't show it because it's broke today. Is anybody in the world right now who you think who you would love to bring into the group? Lifeblood, to say, not Love Blood. Lifeblood. I'm making up as I go along here, aren't I? You know, there's no script in this show. For some reason, Love Blood sounds much better than Lifeblood. I don't know why, but it does.
We'll take that suggestion on board. Well, who knows? Maybe in a couple of months we'll be known as Love Blood.
It even sounds better, doesn't it? Love Blood. It's a Lifeblood.
Love it. I love it. I love Love Blood. It's going in a new direction now. We're feeling this. See, this is why, we could work something here. You got me pumped up, feeling like I'm gonna walk out of Vegas tag champs. I'm super confident. Like now, this could be a permanent thing.
Good to hear. I'm on Facebook. This is Haskins. Twitter. This is Haskins. Yeah, we wish.
All your Haskins and Love Blood needs go to thisishaskins.com.
Yeah. I'd be
Love Blood. Get it, Rod.
We do have some technical difficulties on this episode. Unfortunately, it's just got this picture of Haskins and the social media links. You can't see
Haskins, will you get our names right? It's not Haskins.
It's because you know why? It's because Haskins and Hakins sound just exactly the same. That's why. So
Haskins and Haskins?
Yeah.
They're two completely different words. How could you get my name confused with that of Haskins?
I don't know. It's a tongue twister. That's what it is. It's a tongue twister.
It's one of the hardest words ever to pronounce. I will give you that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, welcome to the Edward Fowler show again on another day, and we go on to me. You can hopefully see me in a minute, hopefully. Let's have a look. There you go. You can kind of see me. Okay, great to know. We're live again on youtube.com/me, of course. It is no other than Kenna Magoma. Welcome to my show. How are you this evening? I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Indeed. Now, for some reason, it's decided to crash you. So I'm just going to turn that off and turn it back on. Maybe. Interesting. Anyway, while I'm fixing that, Liverpool fan is even worse than being a Man City fan. That must be quite hard to your friends, though. Like, they'll play all like Man United or Man City fans, and you must be the one who must be a Liverpoolian.
Literally the only one. It was so tough growing up, trying to support a team where United were winning everything, and then next City were winning everything, but our time's here now anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about then what gave you the inspiration then to start your own business. Was that to do something in the past or what?
To be honest, it literally came from watching The Apprentice year in year out. So I've been literally a fan from the first season in 2005, and then from now I was like, I could do that. And then it was just a case of what business idea I was gonna go with, and then it just almost fell on.
It's not from you. It's to do with my software. See, he just disappeared. We would have done this earlier on. Oh, yeah, but we can still hear you, I believe. If I do this, there you go. Speak now.
Yeah, is this any better?
Yeah, kinda. It's better than it was. So we'll just use this one. Again, any questions from my guest tonight? With the echo in a little bit there, please let me use the hashtag Edward Fowler show. Things go bad to worse on the Edward Fowler show. We've now got the software has now decided to froze on that website. So we're now just giving a free plug that we're setting up the rest of the show. So that's fantastic to know how this software is probably the worst software I've used since doing this show live. Probably one of my big mistakes. But again, anything can happen live, can't it? Anything could go wrong. We could have power cuts. We could have a window get broken through. Who knows what could happen on the Edward Fowler show here live on youtube.com. But there you go. So we weren't live. Okay, I apologize, but now live, I think. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so you're live right now. So welcome along to the Edward Fowler show again. For the whole 3 minutes of this show, I've been talking just previously to my guests about nonsense because we weren't actually live. So I apologize for it. This is all new to me, new technology. YouTube updated yesterday, people. Okay, YouTube updated yesterday. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to use this new system. They've added a new button to actually go live now, which I don't like. So I apologize for that. We are live. We've been live for the past 5 minutes on my end. So let's begin as again. My apologies to Darius Carter.
Taking off more. So the advice I would give you is to first make sure that this is what you want to do. And once you decide that, don't stop. And yes, not just what you said as far as going out and building relationships with people. You have to use every avenue.
Oh. Have we lost him? Oh, right. Okay. Well, yes, we have. Okay, so we apologize. We lost connection with my guest. I don't know how that happened. We'll try and bring him back shortly in a matter of seconds. I'm just going to end that call and we're going to try and reach him. Here, because it kind of ended unexpectedly there. So we apologize. You're watching the D-Money Johnson interview. It looks like my guest has lost internet connection, which is not very good for me, but hopefully we'll get back here shortly. It is 100% live. If you do have a comment, however, to do with D-Money, please do leave it in the comment section below or in live chat, and I will respond to you as we speak here. While we reconnecting D-Money, because I'll tell you, he's lost connection. He needs... Obviously, he's not paid his electrical bill this month to keep him on the internet. Yeah, so we can't reach him at the moment. We're going to keep trying because he's a live broadcast and he said he's active. So maybe he didn't like my question there, but he's in mid conversation about advice to new people in the music business of how they can get started and start to get an audience and start to grow in the world of music. So hopefully I will give you some advice regarding that. We will try and reach him here one more time. If we can't reach him the next minute, we will end this video on the maybe not the way I want, and obviously, but we'll try and keep reaching him here. Hopefully he will respond. So we apologize for keeping you all here on this chat. Oh, here we go. It's ringing, so you might be on here in a moment. Hopefully, let's see. It's ringing. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but it's ringing for me. So we're going to see if he answers now. Hopefully he will. Here, he might have got mad and got off, but let's see what happens. Let's see. Come on, answer your phone. Answer. Come on. Let's see. Hey, he's back. Welcome back. We thought we lost you, but it's good to see you back on the call. We don't know what happened with you there, but it's good to see you back. Hello, Jay Callow as well. Welcome to the stream. Again, anything can happen live. I mentioned that to you before, D-Money, didn't I? Remember earlier when I said to you, this is why I do it live, for the unexpectedly, and this is what happened. You froze, and obviously you need to put some money on the electric bill to keep you back on the internet. So it's good to have you back, but we made conversations, so I'll let you resume if you can remember what you were saying before we got disconnected. It's interesting to say it because you're the first ever person to say shoes for once, because nobody ever mentioned shoes about doing shoes. So you're the first person on my show to say that before. So I can't wait for the day to see what shoes you mean. Like we have your own name on these shoes, or you're going to create from scratch as well. So you're the first person to say that. So I'm definitely going to be writing that down. And I can't wait to the day where I can maybe try your shoes.
Yes, so you definitely do have a lot of business partners that are very willing to work with artists or people across the world to give them their brand to stamp on on their brand to have you stamp your brand on their products. So I, however, didn't start anything as yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to doing that because I feel like that's gonna help a lot of people. And also I want to add that
go ahead.
Yeah, literally not gonna do it for to earn, to have like an earning it or stuff like that. I do, however, gonna mostly do it to give back.
Okay, yeah, I don't blame you for that. It's a good idea actually to give back to the communities and stuff like that. But yeah, it should be fun. As a remind you, again, if you're just tuning in or been listening to this show, it's actually watching it, because people do have it on in the background while doing other stuff. So let's just repeat your social medias where they can find you. Facebook is Leo Prince. I think it's still there. I hope so. Twitter is Leo Prince _ and Instagram Leo Prince Official, right there on your screens. He's also on Apple Music, Spotify, on Amazon as well, and many other places for his music as well, and also on youtube.com / Leo Prince VO, VEO, yeah, VE and then VO, yeah. I think he's froze, ladies and gents, on the Fowler Show. Great way to end the episode. Here, I don't know if he was finished speaking or not, but no, I'm not hanged up on him. But you may have lost connection here on the show. That was bloopers to do with the 3 years anniversary of this show. I hope you enjoyed that, and I most certainly did. Bringing us some interesting memories, which I want to regret and forget about, but there you go. We've also got some special messages that we get at the beginning of the show. We had two, one from Johnny Moran with his co-host, and of course Jared Fritz, I believe, as well. Here's some more. Hopefully you recognize these guys as well, who have appeared on the show in the last year.
Happy anniversary, Edward! And thank you so much for having me as a guest on your show, giving me the opportunity to talk about some things that I had never talked about before, because chatting with you seemed just like having a conversation with a friend. I think that's why your interviews are so awesome, and I'm sure there are more great guests and more fun to come in the next year of the Edward Fowler Show. Congratulations!
I'm searching for Edward Fowler, but I can't find him. Why? Because he's too busy celebrating the 3rd anniversary of the Edward Fowler Show. Congratulations, Edward Fowler. How did you come up with that title, by the way? And remember, I'm not Jonah Hill. Thank you.
Just a quick note to say congratulations on your 3-year anniversary. Thank you for the interview. You do a lot of good homework.
What's good? It's your boy D Money Johnson. I just wanted to shout out my boy Ed for celebrating 3 years and consistently doing his show and doing something great. I love to see progress, people doing amazing things, and that's definitely what he's doing. Gotta say what I like about his show the most is that it's extremely organic, and it gives you that organic feel because he doesn't stick to a script. He acts what's in his heart and what he feels, and it allows whoever's being interviewed to be able to showcase what they want to showcase and tell their story the correct way. So again, congratulations on 3 years with the show, and I hope to see many, many more.
It's not very often we have great people, and it's not very often we have persistent people. I just want to take this time out to congratulate Edward's show for its 3rd year anniversary. You can find him on Instagram. Me, myself, had been on his show last month. It was a pleasure of being there. If you find some time, go over to Instagram and check out his content. He got some great things going on. He's also on YouTube, so if you find some time as well, you can click the link in his bio and you'll find all of his previous videos on YouTube. Thanks again, Edwards, and peace.
Hi, Edward. I want to wish you a happy anniversary for your show. Many blessings and many years and success for you. Besos from LA. Bye.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Callum Heaslip, and there's a big shout out to my friend Edward Fowler because his show is it's his 3rd anniversary. So I send a lot of love to him and to this whole show. I had a great time in my interview a few months ago, and I really hope I can chat with him anytime soon now.
And a reminder that this Friday, Matt Bogowski will be joining us here on the Fowler Show at 6 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. on the West Coast this Friday. Next Friday, the 21st of May, we will be joined by the group White Said Fred, who did that famous song, I'm Too Sexy for Your Shirt. They'll be on the show next Friday at 5 p.m. UK time, 12 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m., 9 a.m. on the West Coast. I almost forgot what time they're on that there on the West Coast. Apologies for that. 9 a.m. on the West Coast, 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. UK time there for White Said Fred. Thank you so much for tuning into this show, into our 3rd year anniversary show. It happened yesterday for today with my guest, of course, Umar Sadiq. Great guy. Interesting conversation, some great debates we discussed there, and we wish him the very best of luck in getting his license reinstated here in the UK. Fingers crossed that happens, and fingers crossed we will see him back here performing in front of all of you people here in the UK and beyond, and get some great victories under his belt, and hopefully have a better year than 2020, because he had about 1 or 2 fights in the last year. So hopefully he can get back to his 7 or 10 bouts a year instead of 1 or 2. Because of the restrictions in place in the world. Before all of us here from the Fowler Show, hope you enjoyed the rest of your Hump Day Wednesday. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you do like it. Make sure you share it to all your friends. Tell them who Umar Sadiq is, and tell them that it was the Edward Fowler's 3rd year anniversary show. And also as well, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts. Did you enjoy our conversation? Was there things I should have asked Umar Sadiq which I didn't get a chance to, or things like that? And let us know if you enjoyed the debates we discussed as well, or maybe you thought some of these debates weren't necessary. Let me know in the comment section below about those thoughts, or either on Twitter using the hashtag #TheFowlerShow. I hope you enjoy our new hashtag and our new intro, of course, as well. And if you're new around here, make sure you do subscribe with notifications on. It means you're always notified when a new episode is out live, because we do live episodes. And sometimes, as you've seen there from our bloopers video, not everything goes according to plan. Cheerio.